What's up, y'all? Welcome back to an ESPN NFL 2K5 franchise rebuild? ? It's Tompa Bay. It's Tompa Bay, episode 4. This is our third game of our first season, and we are taking on the Oakland Raiders. We are traveling to Oakland, now the home of nobody, because Oakland is now the Vegas Raiders. But back in the day, Rich Gannon, in his 18th year out of Delaware, was the starting quarterback for the Oakland Raiders. He will be the starting QB in this matchup against us. I think I highlighted Tyrone Wheatley here, but it was actually Troy Hambrick who ended up being... No, it was Tyrone Wheatley. I think we checked both. Tyrone Wheatley is going to be the starter in his 10th season. And then we've got Jerry Porter as an 88 overall. He's on the way up for sure in his 5th year. He's got 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. As you saw, they are 2-0 so far. And you also have the absolute legend, Jerry Rice. He's only got 7 receptions for 59 yards, no touchdowns for him yet. This might be his swan song in his 20th season, but he is not done quite yet. On the other side of the ball, we've got Warren Sapp, so far with 8 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble in this young season, so he's having himself a good year as well. The DBs are strong as well, headlined by Charles Woodson at a 91 overall, just in his 7th year. So this team has a combination of some young talent and some old talent. Some of the old talent in the form of Rod Woodson, not brothers, but Rod Woodson is a 91 overall with 12 tackles and 2 forced fumbles so far in this season. We have 1 injury. It's not John Morant, it's Johnny Morant, the rookie out of Syracuse, 6'4", 221, but he will be on the bench with a hairline arm fracture. So you see here, this Super Bowl rematch from a couple years ago, we have the advantage on paper. Hopefully we have the advantage on the field as well. We're going to bring it right down to our game against the Oakland Raiders.
Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Coming up on ESPN. Welcome everybody to week 3 of the NFL on ESPN. I'm Chris Berman. We're here to get you set for what should be a good early season task for both of these clubs. Tampa Bay, Oakland, next!
Hello and welcome to a beautiful evening here in Oakland, California, as it typically is here in the Bay Area. Shout out to the Bay Area where I live currently. The Oakland Raiders are going to take over first. Rich Gannon dropping back, slinging one deep to the right side, and that's going to be Joey Porter getting things going right away with a long reception over to the right side. The Oakland Raiders striking first and striking deep. Hambrick going to take the counter, going to lose a couple of the yards by the good tackle from, I believe that was Ian Gold, coming off of the outside linebacker position. Next play, it's 2nd and 11. They're going straight back to Tyrone Wheatley, who shakes the tackle of Derek Brooks, but then gets met by 2 more Tampa Bay defenders. So that's suddenly going to bring up a 3rd and 11, just like that. The Raiders continuing to go with their no-huddle offense. Rich Gannon dropping back, quick sling over the middle. It's going to drop incomplete, but there is a flag on the play. Let's see what this one holds. It's been so long since I've recorded this, I actually kind of don't remember what happens. It's going to be a pass interference on the Tampa Bay defense, so that's going to give them a fresh set of downs here at about the 25-yard line. Hambrick rolling out to the right side, going to shed 1 tackle, but then a second defender is there to help. It's a 5-yard gain, bringing up the 2nd and 5. Hambrick getting the draw this time over to the right side, going to gain 2 yards, bringing up a 3rd and 3. A throw this time looking over to the left side. That's going to be in and out of the hands of Joey Porter, not being able to hold on with the contact. That's bringing up a 4th and 3. A little chip shot here for Sebastian Janikowski, and he almost misses that thing, but he does put it between the uprights. So 2 minutes into this one, and the Raiders have the lead by a score of 3-0. Brady immediately going to work, finds Michael Clayton over on the right side for a 6-yard gain. We give it to Allstott on the next play, who gets around the block through the shoulder and is going to gain a 1st down on about a 6-yard run or so. Brady dropping back on the fresh set of downs, slinging it to Garner on the left side, has some room in the flat, breaks 1 tackle, but is immediately taken down by the trailing defensive end. That's going to be a 1st down and then some. I'm sorry, that was Tyler Brayton, the linebacker, but he has a number like a defensive end. Garner going to take the sweep to the right side. No Buccaneers over there to help block, and that's going to be a loss of a yard for the Buccaneers. Coming up on 2nd down, Brady dropping back, throwing to the left side, but he can't get the throw off before taking the sack from the blitzing safety. I believe that was Rod Woodson getting through for the safety. Brady coming again, rolling out to the left side, has some time, decides to take it himself, does not get the yards needed for the first down. So Brady, instead of testing it with his arms, decides to take it with his legs, and we have to punt the ball away. The Raiders taking over again. Hambrick shedding the tackles of Sheldon Quarles, shedding another tackle here, finally getting the shoulder of a defender, but that's going to be about a 13-yard gain and a first down for the Oakland Raiders. Hambrick taking the draw to the left side, going to get tackled by Derek Brooks. This one's only going to be good for a gain of 2 yards. After an incomplete pass, we have a 3rd and 8 situation, and we're going to get the sack with Simeon Rice. So no harm, no foul. Simeon Rice breaks through and gets, I believe, his 3rd or 4th sack of the season, and the Raiders are going to punt this one away. We field the punt at about the 14-yard line. Not much in the form of blocking coming down here. That's going to start our drive at the 22-yard line. Brady dropping back. Not a lot of time. Still finds Michael Clayton streaking over the middle. Gibson makes the tackle, but it's going to be a first down and then some. Michael Clayton seems to be the only receiver with any yards so far. We go to the draw play for Charlie, who has some good blocks this time. Takes advantage of some speed up the middle and gets 8 yards before he's taken down. Mike Allstott right back to where he started from, going up the middle, using the shoulder to get us a first down and change. We're taking over in Oakland territory now. We get a shovel pass to Charlie Gardner, who takes advantage of a little bit of blocking, and he's going to get 4 yards for a 2nd and 6 as we head into the end of the first quarter. So a defensive battle as these teams start to get themselves figured out. An incomplete pass to start the quarter leads us to a 3rd and 6. Brady looking over the middle. He had an open man, but once again, the rush fails us, the pass rush defense fails us, the pass protection fails us. That's what I was trying to say. You can see here the linebacker blitz from the outside overwhelms our weak side coverage, and we get another sack to turn the ball back over to the Oakland Raiders. Hambrick starting out where he finished off, bouncing over to the right side. It takes a couple of Buccaneers to tackle him. That brings up a 2nd and 7. Hambrick once again getting out of the grip of Sheldon Quarles. Not the first time we've seen Quarles not able to hold on to a tackle there from the middle linebacker position. That's going to be a first down for the Raiders. Hambrick getting up the middle again. This time Quarles can make the tackle. That's only going to be a gain of 2. 2nd and 8 now. We almost make our way to the quarterback. Jerry Rice makes an incredibly athletic catch. The flag on the play is going to be a roughing the passer call against the defense. I believe that was me because I was going for the sack as he threw the ball, and the Raiders accept this penalty, so we're going to take ourselves all the way up to the Tampa Bay 44. You can see here I was indeed controlling this player. I guess the animation just came late when I hit square, and we get snagged with a roughing the passer call. So that's going to bring the Raiders all the way up to the 44-yard line. Gannon dropping back to pass, slinging it over the middle. Another flag on the play after the completion to, I'm not sure who 81 is off the top of my head. It's not Porter or Rice, but it's not going to matter because it's coming all the way back. We get an offensive holding call on Oakland this time. We go ahead and accept that, and they're back to a 1st and 20. Gannon from the shotgun, dropping back, looking over the middle, and just almost a fantastic catch, but he drops it on the contact. That would have been, and I was ready to call that an incredible catch, but he drops it on contact. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 20. Once again, with the no huddle from Oakland, slinging it over to the right side, well over Hambrick's head. And we're going to go straight back to the no huddle. I guess that's the vibe that we're going for here with the Oakland Raiders. Once again from shotgun, once again from a 3rd and 20. Gannon dropping back. Every time I say Gannon, I kind of think about Ganon, the Nintendo villain, but it's Victor Green, who once again shows us that our signing of him in the free agency pool was an intelligent one. He gets at least his 2nd interception from what I can remember in the season, and the Buccaneers defense has stepped up in a moment where we really just needed them to punt it away, but we take over from the Tampa Bay 40. We run a little counter play for Mike Allstott here. Doesn't quite get around the blocking like we'd like, and we miss our pass on 2nd down. So we're once again up against a 3rd down. Brady slinging it over the middle, had a guy over the middle. I believe that was Michael Clayton, who had been solid so far today, but he could not make the reception. That's going to bring us into a nice little sack there from, I believe that was Simeon Rice getting a computer sack there. We love a computer sack. That's the 2nd sack for Simeon Rice in this game. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 12. And once again, the Oakland Raiders go into a no-huddle formation. Rich Gannon looking over the middle. He has Jerry Rice all alone, and Jerry Rice, turning back the clock in his 20th season, outruns 2 Buccaneers defenders. It's a foot race. He's at the 5, and he is in the end zone for the Oakland Raiders, so disaster strikes. We somehow missed the assignment over on the left side, and there was no safety to be found. Jerry Rice outruns both of his defenders and the whole rest of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. Let's look at this one more time. You see Jerry there, who snags the pass. Both defenders can't get him on the tackle, and then it's just a foot race between the 20-year-old vet and the rest of the Buccaneers, and it's going to be Jerry Rice who makes his way into the end zone. Bet you weren't expecting me to say Jerry Rice outruns our entire defense for the touchdown. The kick is up and good, and with 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter, the Oakland Raiders have opened the lead up to a 10-point gap. Charlie Gardner getting up to the right side, only getting 2 yards. It's now second down. Tom Brady dropping back, slinging one over the middle. Keenan McCardell finally gets on the board with the quick slants, and that reception will bring up a first down. We miss our pass on first down. That's going to bring up a second down, and we get no blocking help for Mike Allstott, which brings up a 3rd and 8 situation. The offense continues to struggle, especially on the ground. Tom looking around, slinging it to the right side. I'm pretty sure I regretted that throw immediately after it left my hands because it goes directly to Woodson's hands. I believe that was that was Philip Buchanan who makes the interception here, stepping off of his assignment. I don't even think that was it was not the man he was covering. I was trying to find Michael Clayton, but you can see here Philip Buchanan was already messing up the routes of all the receivers. He creates the damage, and we get, instead of getting back on the board against the Raiders, we turn the ball over, and they immediately get an 8-yard run heading into the 2-minute warning. We've got a 2nd and 2 situation. The Buccaneers defense gets staunch and stops him for no gain. Hambrick one more time, finding some loom to the open, and once again, it's a foot race. He gets pushed out of bounds with 1.5 minutes to go. Hambrick makes a great run over to the right side, creating a 1st and goal opportunity. Why not go right back to Hambrick? Because most of the runs he's getting are very good, but when Derek Brooks gets his hands around you, you're not going very far. That's going to bring up a 2nd down. On the 2nd down, he hits the counter to the right side. It's McFarland this time. I keep calling him Hambrick. It's Tyrone Wheatley. I'm going to try and actually call him by the correct name because I do not feel like going back and recording this entire episode again. So Tyrone Wheatley has 70 yards so far to his name, and the Buccaneers defense finally decides to get a stop. So with 54 seconds to go, we force the field goal. Sebastian Janikowski is going to just knock that chip shot through the middle. With 50 seconds to go, that's going to give the Oakland Raiders a 13-point lead, and that's actually where we're going to finish it for the half. We're going to go into halftime. We decide to run the ball out. I believe we get the ball back here in the second half, and as you can see here, we are being dominated in every sense of the word here. We're getting nothing going on the pass. We're getting nothing going on the rush. So Cordell somehow has the most tackles out of our entire team, even though it feels like he's missing half of his tackles, and our numbers should be better because our time of possession is pretty much even. So shout out to Jerry Rice for that one reception for 76 yards. Let's get right back into the action here in the third quarter. We do take over here. Brady finds Michael Clayton wide open over the middle, streaking across on that quick slant. That's going to be a first down, and then some, moving the chains for Thomas Brady and the Tompa Bay Buccaneers. That was a dangerous pass to Dilger, but he brings it in for a first down. That means we only need a yard, and we cannot get the yard. We have been struggling on the ground, to say the least. We go to Mike Allstott this time, who luckily gets a block. He probably would have gotten the shoulder charge as well, but when you need to move the chains on a short down situation, I don't think we should fool around. I think it should be Mike Allstott every single time. Tom Brady dropping back to pass, finding Mike Allstott, gets a little bit of room away from his initial pursuer, gets 7 yards on the flat pass. Brady dropping back to pass again, floats one up for Michael Clayton, who has it, gets tackled right away, but that's going to be at least a 15-yard gain. Michael Clayton seems to be the only receiver who wants to show up today and catch these balls. I think I've cut out a lot of the... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What a throwaway. I don't even know what I was thinking there. I think maybe... Oh, and I missed the tackle. So this is going to be a pick six. We had some momentum, but we just give up an interception. He's just going to go ahead and return that thing all the way to the house, because I think I was so mad that I had thrown the interception we have to see this again, as Denard Walker takes the interception absolutely to the house, and we're not going to have enough of a replay to show it, but I believe, if I remember this correctly, there was a receiver that was supposed to be cutting out to the back left, and I wanted to lob it towards the end zone, and those guys got caught up with each other, and I was so mad that happened that I just absolutely whiffed the tackle. tackle. So this one's feeling a little out of reach at this point. As we get to about 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter, we are down by a score of 20-0, and Tom takes over, and he's a little angry. And you know what happens when he's angry? He gets sacked by Warren Sapp, I guess. Our line, once again, gives up an easy sack. We miss the second down completion. We have a 3rd down and 16. We have a receiver with a step, and Michael Clayton cannot make the catch. He drops the ball on the contact. Charles Woodson doing his due diligence in his defense, and it's looking to be kind of a stinker here on Sunday Night Football. You can see here Clayton had the ball in his hands, but the tackle from Woodson forces it to pop out. You can't even blame the rain because it's a beautiful day outside, and the Buccaneers are going to give up some good field position. Woodson, the guy who just made the play, gets a little bit of yardage here. They're going to take over from their own 37, and at this point, they're looking to put it away. I don't really think you can do anything other than assume that it's all over if they're able to score. We get a nice tackle there from McFarland on Tyrone Wheatley. See how I said that correctly? Having the name in front of me really helped. We've held him to just 60 yards after the great day he's had in the first half, and we are able to mitigate the damage, although this is a long field goal, and if there's anything that Sebastian Janikowski can do, it's hit long field goals. So the lead does get extended by 3 points. It's technically not out of reach yet, but we got to do something, and we got to do it soon. I don't know if this is something, but I will take a 5-yard gain after an incompletion. That brings up a 3rd and 5. Brady to keep the drive alive gets sacked by the pass rush. Our pass rush has just been, or our pass protection, I keep saying pass rush. Our pass protection was just pitiful this game. We got sacked a bunch of times. I got hurried a bunch of times. I didn't feel comfortable in the pocket this entire game. And we're going to give the ball right back to the Oakland Raiders at midfield. Corals managing to make a tackle, only a 2-yard gain for Wheatley. Wheatley takes it again, almost bounces to the outside. This time it's going to be Ian Gold making the tackle. 3rd and 6 for the Oakland Raiders. Gannon dropping back to pass. Just should have been an interception, and instead Jerry Ross. I just called him Jerry Moss because I was going to say Jerry Rice mosses all of the Buccaneers defenders and continues to just absolutely rewind Father Time. But you got to remember, he's still an 88 overall. He's very, very talented, and he is flashing that talent all over the place. We do manage to stop them, and we do manage to force another field goal, but Janikowski has been lights out. I don't know why that would change right now. And with every 3 points that they put onto the board, especially as we head into the fourth quarter, it is looking more and more hopeless for us. At this point, we're just trying to put points on the board. So Tom Brady has his assignment. He's 0 for 2 in terms of touchdowns to interception, and it is just not looking good for the Tompa Bay Buccaneers. We do manage to get the first down. We roll out to our left side. We manage to take a terrible hit and fumble the ball. So Murphy's Law in this game. I probably should have thrown it away or tried to throw it to somebody else, but at this point, you're kind of like seeing red and seeing tunnel vision, just trying to get anything to work, and absolutely nothing was working, especially when the line didn't want to protect me at any single point. We take a hard hit, we fumble the ball. We're lucky that's all that happened because Tom Brady getting hurt would be a nightmare. We force a couple of incompletions. They're throwing the ball for some reason instead of trying to force clock, but then we just let Jerry Rice get way open over the middle. Kelly has been objectively awful this game covering Jerry Rice. He's gotten absolutely anything he's wanted. He's only got 3 receptions, but he has 118 yards. That's nearly triple his output from this season so far, plus the touchdown. And then Joey Porter is going to take that reception. And folks, it is officially over. This is a blowout. We are not coming back in this one. I wouldn't blame you if you skip to all of the highlights at the end, because we are officially in garbage time. The score will be different for us. I guess I will give you the spoiler. If you want a reason to stick around, we will score a couple times before this one is over, but our pass defense has been awful. Our pass protection has been awful, and it is a 33-0 game. We have shown up in Oakland and laid just an absolute goose egg. There's no other way around it. We take another sack from Warren Sapp, just not paying attention to the pass rush. Warren Sapp's getting whatever he wants, but We just don't have the guards that can put up with an elite pass rush like that. Brady taking a farther drop back this time. He's going to hit Langston Galloway, who manages to make the catch. I believe that's our first catch for Langston Galloway. Good job by him, I guess. Brady dropping back with the first down. He's going to throw it to Camella, who, full disclosure, I just didn't realize had turned around and did not keep the route going, so that's on me. That's going to be a 4-yard loss. We throw to Keenan McCardell, who drops the ball on contact, and I know I promised more points in this game from us, but I guess it wasn't going to be on this drive, and the Oakland Raiders take over once again. They're going to call that one inbounds for Joey Porter. I just don't care to challenge at this point. We're going to go ahead and get a quick tackle there for a loss of 1, and now the Raiders are finally doing the intelligent thing and running the ball. Wheatley gets a couple of yards, but he's not going to get enough for the first down, and that's going to cause a punt for the Oakland Raiders. So we've got about 4 minutes to go. We're going to haul this punt in, try and get what we can out of it. Number 13, because they just don't know some rookies' names in this game. We've got less than 4 minutes to go. Brady trying to take over and do something with this offense at this point. Rolling over to the right side, finds the room this time for once, takes a very dangerous dive underneath the outstretched arms of a defender, but that's going to finally be a successful run for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It just took with 3.5 minutes left and a scramble from Tom Brady. We get a quick slant over the middle to Keenan McCardell, who's going to go ahead and take the pass in. One thing that I found was really, really funny as I was editing this, as we go for our second and inches, we go with Charlie Gardner, who actually makes a couple of guys miss and gets the first down and then some. There's literally like no celebrating here. I found it really funny as I was editing this episode, as we finally started having some offensive success. Like, that's a big play. That's a big pass over the middle to Keenan McCardell. He just kind of like gets up and he's like, all right, well, like, screw it. We're down 33. Like, is this really that great? So as we hit the 2-minute warning, Brady's going to drop back. He's going to throw a pass over to the left side. We hit Michael Clayton, who tries to make the defender miss, gets knocked out of bounds, and that's going to be a first and goal opportunity finally for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We drop back with Tom Brady. We're going to pass in the short yardage situation. We lob one over to the right side, and we hit our touchdown target. That is Moore taking in, I believe, his 3rd touchdown of the season. So when we get close to the end zone, we are certainly looking for our tight ends. That's sort of Tom Brady's MO. I'm definitely going to be looking for a tight end who has short hands for catching for that very reason going into the draft in the offseason, because, of course, we are building this team around Tom Brady. Now, with 2 minutes left, we decide to be petty and take the onside kick. We get the onside kick. It bounces up a bunch, and Camella jumps on it. Now, I thought we would have been able to run it, but it just kind of stops us right there. That's okay. We take over. Tom dropping back. Guess what? Takes another sack. Gets a 3rd sack laid on him. Oh, I thought that was Warren Sapp. That was Davis this time. I believe the backups are in, so the fact that we're taking sacks from the backups is a tiny bit embarrassing, but we hit Dilger over the middle, crossing over, giving us a 3rd and 5 shorter yardage situation. Short drop back from Thomas. He gets it to Garner, who manages to fight through the 2 defenders and gets himself a first down. With time running down, honestly, at this point, I'm just trying to put the touchdown back on Tom's stat column. So definitely stat padding in garbage time, but we make a risky throw into triple coverage. We make a less risky throw to Keenan McCardell over the top in the end zone. If you give Tom single coverage to a talented defender, as long as they hold on to the ball, he's probably going to put it in a place where you can catch it for a touchdown. So we managed to put 2 touchdowns on the board as we head into the final 25 seconds of this one. The score is 14-33. We do go for the onside kick one more time. I truly cannot remember if we get this one or not. Let's see if we do. Lots of bounce around, and we do recover that onside kick again. So at this point, we're honestly just thinking about going for a 3rd touchdown. We actually find Juravicius over the middle. That was in his hands. We would have had a real chance at that 3rd touchdown if he had caught that ball, but unfortunately he does not catch that ball. That brings us to 2nd and 10. Not a lot of time, but he does have an open Michael Clayton on the right side who hauls that one in and that's going to, at the very least, it's going to give us stats. Once again, Tom over the middle, pump faking, throwing to the right side. He had Clayton again, and he could have potentially brought that one in for a third score and at least put us in a positive touchdown to interception ratio, but alas, it was not in the cards today. We throw a little lobber over to the left side to Langston Galloway. He's going to catch that one. We're going to call that final timeout with 3 seconds left. We have one more chance to get into the end zone, and we take a sack. The pass protection had been awful all day. I think it's very, very fitting that we end on a sack rather than Tom throwing a last-second touchdown. And we dropped this one, not by a shutout. Thankfully, we are able to get some touchdowns against our opponent in the final couple of minutes, and we go home the losers regardless. So the score is 33-14. We did manage to get some offense through the air, but the run game just never really got going for us by a total of 61 yards. And they're going to go ahead and give the game ball to Jerry Rice, as you should. 3 receptions, 118 yards, 1 touchdown for the living legend. I don't know who else you would give that game ball to. We'll quickly go through the final stats of this one. Tom Brady, not the best game, not the worst. He did not have as good of a quarterback rating, even though Gannon was only 7 for 18. He did throw 2 interceptions with his 2 touchdowns for 295 yards. Wheatley went for 71 yards. Allstott and Brady weirdly combined for about 50. Gardner did not have a good game today. Michael Clayton managed to catch 7 balls for 119 yards. A lot of that came in garbage time, as did most of the touchdowns, and not most of the touchdowns, all of the touchdowns for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Quarles ends with 7 tackles. I would love to see how many tackles he missed. And then Edwards, who I believe is one of our special teamers, had 4 tackles in total. Smith jumps up there for assists. Simeon Rice was the only Buccaneer with any sacks. Sapp had 2 of them. He was just wrecking havoc on our line all day. Smith also had 2 passes defended, and it was Victor Green who managed to grab an interception. So our first loss of the season, you can't win them all as much as you'd like to, and we're going to send it to SportsCenter for our recap of week number 3. Thanks for hanging out as always, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. We got a lot of games to cover, so let's get to it. In our first game this week, we had the Ravens put on a display and win by 21 points. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Vince Wilfork sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. He's suffering from a pulled calf muscle, and that'll keep him out for 6 weeks. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own MASH unit. Deuce McAllister won't see action for a while, so this offense is going to have to make do without him. Doctors confirming the worst this week, a torn hamstring, and that'll put him out for 10 weeks. Now the big story of the day. Ray Lewis is going to be watching from the sidelines for a while, as his injury will deal a major blow to this team. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Titans pick up win number 2. Lavernius Coles had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Redskins beat the Cowboys. Chad Mustard and Brodsky played well despite the loss and showed us why he's ranked up at the top of the league. Up in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle, the city by the sound, we had the Seahawks stroll away with a 14-point win. Texans, Chiefs. Jonathan Wells is always a threat. They're at the 1-yard line and touchdown. The Texans go on to win this by the final score of 20-17. Up at Giant Stadium, we had the Giants fall by 10 points. The Falcons got 300-plus yards from their offense in their victory at the Georgia Dome. The Packers lost on the road, but will get to head home and meet the Giants. The incomparable Jerry Rice pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Raiders beat the Buccaneers. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Broncos pick up win number 2. Steelers, Dolphins. Patrick, yes, I'm certain, set to receive the kick at his own 20. Actually, will be inside his 20. It's at the 19. Gets a little wall to the right with a spin move. Now goes back down the left-hand side. And they're sleeping on defense. He could go all the way. 81 yards. The Dolphins win this one by the final score of 30-14. The Reverend Isaac Bruce stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. And last but not least, we had the Vikings come away victorious. So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.